Today we're going to talk about how to pronounce and write numbers. First, let's focus on how to pronounce numbers. When we make numbers, we use the basic place values, ones, tens, and hundreds. The ones place has the words that go with each number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the hundreds is fairly straightforward because it uses the same words from the ones in combination with hundred, like many languages do. So if you have 100, you put the word 1 with 100. If you have 200, you put the word 2 with 100. The tens behaves a little differently. In many languages, if you want 1 10 or 2 tens, that's what you say. But in English, we don't do our tens that way. In English, we have a 10 that we just call 10. We don't say 1 10. And then instead of saying 2 tens, we say 20. So notice that the TY is us saying 10. That's the 10. You'll see TY on the end of all the tens. And then you might expect it then to be 2T or 3T, but it is not. It is a whole different word. So for 2 tens, we say 20, and for 3 tens, we say 30. Now, for 4 tens, we do say 40, but notice that the words are spelled differently. The 4 from the ones is spelled F-O-U-R, and the 4 from the tens is F-O-R. When we get to 5 tens, we say 50, and after that, then they start sounding like we might expect. 6 tens is 6T, 7 tens is 70, and 8 tens is 80, 9 tens is 90. So TY is how we say our tens. Now let's look at how to write some smaller numbers. When we combine tens and ones, we have to put a dash in between them to connect them. Here's some examples. 23, 34, 45. Notice how when we put the 10 with the ones in words, we must put a dash in between. These are called compound numbers. They are a combination of two numbers put together to make one number. Connecting tens and ones is the only place we use a dash when we're writing numbers. Now we'll look at pronouncing and writing bigger numbers. Most of us are pretty good at writing and pronouncing 3-digit numbers like 123, 456, 789. But notice we never said and. A lot of people do say and when they say these numbers, 123, 456, but technically it's not correct to say and when you say these numbers. There is a special place and time to say and we'll look at that another time. When we put lots of numbers together and make a bigger number, we put them in groups of 3 and use commas to separate them. Starting from the ones place, we move to the left, we put a comma to make families of 3. Think about each family having a mom and a dad and a child. So there's a group of 3 for each family and they're separated by commas. Each family also has a family name. This family on the end is the units family, but sometimes I call them the no-name family, which you will see why in a minute. This family is the thousands family, and this family is the millions family. Of course, the families keep going. If we go to the left, it is billions and trillions, but for today, we're just focused on the millions. When you pronounce a big number, you say each family number as a group of 3, just as you always would. And then you say the family name at the comma. So this comma is where we say million, and this comma is where we say thousand. And at the end of this family, there is no comma, so we don't say their name. That's why they're called the no-names. We don't give them a name. Let's try it out. You already know how to say the family groups of 3. You know how to say 123. And you know how to say 456 and 789. Now we're going to say the family name at each comma. So we're going to read from left to right. We're going to read the group, the number of the group of 3, then we'll say the family name. 123 million. The next group, 456,000. And the next group, 789. And notice we never said the word and. 123,456,789. Let's try some more. Say it with me. Starting on the left, the first group is 256 million. The middle group, 379,000. The last group, 418. And still, we never said and. 256,379,418. It gets challenging when zeros are in the middle. Remember to say the group of 3 just like you would if it was by itself. So the first group of 3 is 506. Million for the comma, 79,000 for the comma, 2. 506,079,002. What about this one? We don't say the family name if it's not there. And notice we don't have any thousands, so we're not going to say anything there. So again, starting on the left, we say the first group, 30 million, nothing in the thousands, we do not say it. The last group, 200. So the whole number is read 30,200,000. That's it, 30,200,000. It sounds kind of strange, and if you heard that word read, you would need to recognize that there is nothing to put in the thousands group. And again, we never said and. 30,200,000.